right? We read The Voyage of the Plasticky. Tell me a little bit about what it was about.
It was about a man named Daniel, and he was an inventor. So he invented the plastic.
Okay.
And the first idea he came up with it, is a little plasticky. It is right here, and that's how he came with it. So, and you can see the bottles a little from the side, and they do have electricity because bottles can make electricity. And then there's this dam thing full of trash and stuff that people throw in the water. And if and there's these fish called lanternfish, and scientists study on them. And a scientist found 84 pieces of plastic inside it. And you should not throw trash outside or anything, because fish, seabirds, and turtles could eat it, and then they could die because it could vibrate their stomach, and it can get all, because plastic can clog up your neck or something.
Could it make you ill? I mean, if you ate plastic, would it make you ill, you think? A lot of it? Maybe 1 or 2 pieces wouldn't be too much of a problem, but
84 would.
84.
I wouldn't even eat a crumb of plastic.
Okay. Where did you get the number 84 from? Likely from the computer book.
Right here.
Okay. Read that part for me.
One lanternfish had 84 pieces of plastic inside it.
Oh my goodness, 84 pieces of plastic. Who'd like to add on to what Aaron was saying?
So David, he was researching about plastic, so he decided to make a plastic boat, and he sailed to lots of places.
Okay.
He discovered that if he made the plastic boat, if animals will eat the plastic, he know that they will die.
Okay.
So he built the built a boat, and then when they went off to sail to sea, and animals can die if they eat plastic.
Okay. So you built a boat. Okay.
Oh, and I have one more part there. And then he announced it to the world.
Announced what to the world?
The plasticky.
Okay.
And now he and police boats and sailors and helicopters were coming to the plasticky, and the police and reporters.
Okay. Reese, what are your thoughts on the story?
That you should not litter in the water, because animals can die because there's oil in the plastic.
So you came away with thinking some different thinking after you've read the book.
And the oil could kill us if we go swimming.
Okay. So as I'm listening to you guys talking about the book, I want you to be thinking about, as you do your rereading today, and you're going to read with me, is what was his real purpose? Okay, I'd heard that he was an inventor. I heard that he was a researcher. I'm not sure that that was really the case. So I want you to go back and read, and I want you to think about, first of all, what was his name, and how would we find that out? What was his purpose for building the boat? I heard there was with the plastic, and the animals are eating the plastic, okay? Where did he get his idea from? First of all, who is he? Where did he get his idea from? Why did he build the boat? He sailed to a lot of places, you said. Where? Okay? And why? So, go ahead and you two start rereading quietly to yourselves from the beginning. Reese and I are going to have a little book discussion, but you're going to start reading for me from pages 8 to 10. Okay? So I want you to really pay attention to those pages while you're reading. Okay? And you're going to read aloud for me.
It is day six of the Plastikies voyage. Skipper Joe Boyle is keeping an online journal or blog. Our other crew members keep blogs too. The blogs help people around the world follow the Plastikies journey. Joe writes, we still haven't seen another vessel since we left. All we saw today were 2 plastic bottles floating by, and they weren't ours. The boat sails on in search of tons of plastic litter in the ocean. Where does it all come from? Most of the plastic in the ocean comes from land. People carelessly throw plastic away. It blows away or floats down streams until it reaches the ocean. Then it may float on ocean currents until it collects a giant clump. The Great Garbage Patch is one of these clumps. It is a huge collection of trash slowly swirling in the middle of the Pacific. Pollution in the Pacific Ocean. Why is there so much plastic? People use plastic in many ways. Plastic is cheap and lightweight. It can be molded into any shape, and it's very long lasting. But because it is long lasting, plastic in the ocean never goes away. It just breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces. Sea creatures eat these plastic pieces, and they get sick or die. This is why David, Joe, and others are making this voyage. They will keep sending messages along the way to make people aware of the plastic problem.
Excellent.
To read this.
Sure.
The lanternfish. The lanternfish is a tiny ocean fish about 2 inches long. One man studied hundreds of lanternfish. He found that about one of the 3 lanternfish had plastic in its stomach. One lanternfish had 84 pieces of plastic inside it.
What do you think about that?
That's amazing. And bad for the sea creature.
Okay. So what did you learn in this part of the book? This part that you read today?
On page 10?
The pages you read for me today, what did you learn in that section?
Okay. If people throw plastic in like a stream or a lake or the ocean, it just like goes to a certain spot, and then it just makes a big pile. And if it stays there too long, it will just break into more pieces. And if animals eat it, they'll die or they'll get really sick.
Anything else you learned in that part of the book?
Not really.
Okay. How would you describe David Rothschild?
He
he's like a researcher because he like found like a bunch of lanternfish, and one of them, 3 of them had plastic inside of it, and one of them had 84 pieces of plastic inside of one of the lanternfish.
I'll repeat the question. I want to know, how would you describe David Rothschild, and what kind of person do you think he is, and why?
He's like a researcher because he like studies animals and like see like what they eat or stuff, and like what's in the ocean and stuff.
Why do you think the author wanted the reader to know all this information?
So like people will like throw trash in the lakes, so streams, so animals won't die.
Miss Daniel, call to the bathroom really quick.
Yes. Anything else you want to share with me from this section? Alright, so I want to talk to you about a couple things that you did today as a reader. So I noticed when you were reading aloud to me, you were going back and you were really carefully attending to the words on the page. So for instance, you said, we will. Will and still look very similar, right? The only difference is that there's an ST here as opposed to a W. But the chunk is the same. You went back and you reread it. You did that over and over and over again. You read the caption here, okay? You said, modeled here, but it's really molded. Modeled doesn't make any sense there, does it? So you went back and you reread, okay? You had asked me if you could read this. What do you think?
That was really good.
No, but you asked me, can I read this? Should I read this?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Since it was on page 10, I should read it.
Oh, okay. So you were just
And
questioning
they'll
about
give me
that.
more information.
Absolutely. And always making sure that we read all the captions, okay? I want to come back to your talking about the book, all right? I think he still had some misconceptions about David. He was not necessarily a researcher. Do you remember that what they called him in here? Let's see if we can find it in here. David was an
Environmentalist.
right, okay? So he did do some studying, but he wasn't there about the fish. It wasn't so much about the fish, was it? Okay? He was there because he wanted to stop pollution in the ocean. Now go ahead here and it says, read this for me.
This line?
The whole, right from here to here.
Okay. Why is there so much plastic? People use plastic in many ways. Plastic is cheap, lightweight, and it can be molded into any shape, and it's very long-lasting. Because it is long-lasting, plastic in the ocean never goes away. It just breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces. Sea creatures eat these plastic pieces, and they can get sick or die. This is why David and Joe and the others are making this voyage. They will keep sending messages along the way to make people aware of the plastic problem.
So really, why was the purpose of the voyage? What was the purpose of the voyage?
To help people stop polluting.
And to make them aware, right? Okay. So really, it wasn't so much that he was studying fish. Because here, reread this too.
The lanternfish is a tiny ocean fish about 2 inches long. One man studied hundreds of lanternfish.
One man. Was it David? No. Okay. So I can see where some of that confusion could happen. All right? So when you do get confused or you're not sure, what do you do as a reader?
Look back in the book.
Okay. Okay. So you used some excellent strategies today. All right? So what now I want you to be doing is thinking about really what was the purpose of the story? What was it trying to tell me? And oftentimes when you're reading, and Angel, I want you to hear this. So turn to page 10 for me. I know that Aaron's in the bathroom, but we're going to have to move on because of time. Go to the very beginning. It says, why is there so much plastic? People use plastic in many ways. They're telling us why. Okay, they're asking us a question, and then they're giving us the answer. So as readers, okay, we want to be thinking about that. Oh, it's right here. It's a question answer. They put these structures, they call that a question answer structure, in there because that's important information that you want to hold on to. Okay? When you see things that are cause and effect, because this happens, this is what happened here. Let's go in real quick. Let's see here. Turn to page 9. Turn to page 9. Angel, read that paragraph for me.
People care less.
Read all the way through that word.
People care less.
Carelessly.
Carelessly throw plastic away. It blows away or floats down streams until it reaches the ocean. Then it may float on ocean currents until it collects a giant clump. The Great Garbage Patch is one of these clumps. It is a huge collection of trash slowly swirling in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Okay. So, hold on a second. Okay. So here, it gave us because, I like to put in the word because, even though it's not in there, but in my head I do that. Because people carelessly throw plastic away, what is the effect? What happens?
If they don't,
What happens?
it makes like a big trash pile in the middle of the
It
ocean.
makes a big, they call it a clump, don't they? Okay? They call this specifically, this one has a name to it.
The Great Garbage Patch.
The Great Garbage Patch. Are you okay? Okay, here. We're right here. All right? The Great Garbage Patch. So because this happens, this is what happens. Again, this is a structure the author put in here. This is important information. They're telling you why this is occurring. As readers, Aaron, we want to be using that information when we're talking about the book. We're running out of time today, but I noticed that we still have a lot of misconceptions about the story. Okay? We're going to have you guys take this home tonight. I want you to reread it in addition to your new story today. But I have to move on. We'll do the writing tomorrow. Okay?